is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course old fashions. Today we try to switch it up a little bit. We're gonna have a couple drinks, of course, but we're also gonna turn this into a live show where you guys can call in. We can talk bourbon, we can talk whiskey, we can talk My Little Ponies if that's what you really want to do. So again, this is live, so if you're watching it after the fact, feel free to continue to watch through. You can bounce around, whatever, stuff like that, but make sure you turn the bell on, subscribe, do all that stuff, because we do go live every Friday at 8:45 Eastern time. So without further ado, let's get to pouring, and then I will get the link ready for everybody to be able to call in. So cheers, let's get the pouring. Obviously today I'm gonna do E.H. Taylor. We did it on Friday's stream, and I figured I wanted to kind of roll it on into it, you know what I mean? Just kind of get a few more tastes of this bottle, and then I can kind of stash it away and not drink it every day. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. All right, let me get that link saved. Dun, dun. All right, let's see. All right, let's check the chat real quick. We have Bourbon Daddy in the chat. He says, I'd call in, but I have to go to work. That's kind of like an always thing with this guy, but we appreciate you popping in right before work. You have Bonding Over Whiskey says, sup, B-O-W. Liz in the chat says, cheers, boys. Tuxedo Cat says, yeller. What's going on, guys? I'm a little tired. I'm just saying, I'm a little tired. So I got a little Celsius going. A little pick-me-up, you know what I mean? So let me check if this thing is working. There we go. Oh. Let me do this real quick. Maybe it's spaced. Just checking to see if I can get the link to work. I did not test it on the vertical beforehand, but it worked better with the guest popping in. So I tested it with myself, but I know not everybody knows how to do this stuff. So basically, you would copy and paste the link in the description into your browser. Let me see it. Let me give it a little test run. Paste. Yep, you gotta allow that. Okay, cool. No, it works. There we go, boys. All right. Again, you don't have to call in, but if you want to chat it up, you got something to talk about, or you just want to, shoot the shit, feel free to click the link in the description. On the vertical stuff, it's the 3 dots at the top. You click description, and then copy and paste the eCam link into your browser. But other than that, what are you guys drinking on the night? Am I messing up? Is it like a fancy day? I don't know if we didn't go over it during that live, but last Thursday was National Drinking with Chickens Day. We didn't celebrate. I don't have a chicken today, so we can't celebrate again, but maybe next week. I'm not a big fan of having the headphones in, though. Headphones are a little, I feel like congested with them on, you know what I mean? I couldn't find my big fancy one, so I went with the AirPods, which are still nice, but you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But yeah, this E.H. Taylor, I was drinking it after stream a little bit too. And then on Friday after our main live stream, I went over to TikTok and I hopped on a couple of people's live streams just to chat it up with them. And I was still drinking this. I didn't really dent the bottle because you know how my pours go. I do little sips, so that way I can kind of monitor myself. But we got it rolling, you know. One thing before people start jumping in, if I can figure out how to find my little thing on this. There we go. I'm going to show you one new piece to the merch store. It's for the Memorial Day and, of course, 4th of July. Da-da-da. There we go. We have the 4th of July special shirts. Got a little American flag on it in a little circle. I just wanted to I didn't want it to just be one big flag. Obviously, little bottle of bourbon, you know, cartoonish style, with, of course, my logo in the center of the bourbon. So, thought that was pretty cool. You can get that in, obviously, tons of different colors. White looking fresh. Midnight Navy's not too shabby either. But my favorite, honestly, is going to be the red. I don't know. It's just a little poppy. So, you can get it in a hoodie as well. Hoodie's a little bit more expensive, but that's because it's a different style. But feel free to check that stuff out. The shirts are on sale currently for $17.76. If you have to ask me why, well, then we have bigger issues. Bonnie Over Whiskey says, hey, cleaning up after dinner. Got kid, nephew over. They're wild. Trust me, I totally get it. I obviously have a kid of my own, and he's been putting us through the tests, the tribulations. He's not that bad. Don't let me complain. I had a headache earlier, so I was dragging in. I had to get a little energy drink though. Starting to kind of revamp up, but I could have went for a good nappy, you know? What I'd give to be his age again, where I could just go to sleep for every 30 minutes. So, but yeah. But bonding over whiskey, yeah, feel free to like pop in and out, or if you just gotta go, you know, no big deal. I know you're here all the time, so we can always catch you on the next one. Tuxedo Cat, he's the one that's part-time, so. And what other ones did I have up for this? I'm only running one camera angle today, so. He said, I'd love to call in, but two boys roughhousing is a bit distracting. Totally get it. If anything, they try to take over, and then it gets crazy. Tuxedo Cat says, I can't call in. My voice is obnoxious, LOL, but I need Eric, Lopez, Buto, or our winner to call in. Just so you guys know, are you guys fucking with me? Is Tater Dom not a real person? Is he fake? Because he didn't send me the email yet. I was half lit as that live stream was going on, and then I told the wife, I was like, they were acting weird about Tater Dom. I don't know if he's just a weird dude or if he's not real. So the only email that I did get, I got Bonding Over Whiskey's email, which we got his stuff going already. Eric, he's ordered his own stuff, which I do appreciate. He went to town on that store, but so did a few of you guys. So everybody that did make orders already, I do appreciate that. Obviously, it all supports the channel. Really, all it's going to do is buy more alcohol. So but yeah, Tater never sent the email in for which bottle he wanted. And he never sent me all the stuff where I can mail it out to him yet. He's a great wiener. Well, I mean, he was in the chat, so obviously I want him to get it. But if for some reason he said no, then of course we can talk business. But he was here. He did everything he was supposed to be. He just hasn't sent the email yet. Tuxedo Cat says, Tater won't do it, LOL. He doesn't want the prize. Tuxedo Cat, is that you? Are you doubling up on like the subs? Oh, Runner is lying in wait. What? Lying and waiting? I'm confused on that one. It's 9:16. The kid's starting to go crazy. He's just trying to say hi to you guys, that's all. Let me check one thing before. Yeah, true. Again, I swear Tater Dom wins often. Wins often, I think. He might have forgot how many he's won. What is he going like channel to channel just winning? Is he rigging it? Is there a cheat code? I mean, the names were random. The duck race was random. You know what I mean? He did have the edge because he got picked twice, but I mean, I picked 2 different videos for that. So I don't know how he could really rig it, but. But yeah, but you never know. If he doesn't want the prize. Liz says, who is TD for Tater Dom? That is the question. We're waiting for him to call in, you know? Bonnie Rosie says, well, I think straight up he won the Whiskey Row giveaway 3 days ago. I mean, bro, if he's that lucky, that's crazy. Because I never win giveaways. I never win like much on that side anyway. I won the scratch off on Friday. That was like as extreme as we get, you know? But, yeah, I can't remember the other guy. Mark Duffy also won the merch thing. He didn't email me either. But then I also said I'd give Bonding Over Whiskey a piece as well. So maybe Mark didn't think he needed to, but. I mean, they don't email me. It just saves me money. I'm not going to complain about it. We'll just run it back. You know what? I was the whole time, like before the live, I was thinking, you know what? I could go for a good old fashioned. Get the ice. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's too much work for me. But I could go for like a mean old fashioned right now. Bro, Tuxio's comment, how did he raise his prominence? An HBO documentary, Who is Tater Dom? Mostly's one is $4 on a $2 scratcher. Hey, this is big money. That's a double up. No, I do my fair share of gambling. So I've won a few bets, but I've definitely lost more than I've ever won. Most of it's for entertainment, just for fun and like hanging out and stuff, you know? So that's where like that stuff gets a little out of hand, but. Steven says, how long have you and your husband been married? Been a while. He's really nice. He's got big muscular arms. Fuck. Shady Gray Shady in the chat says, hello. What's going on, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Let me get this. Let me get this one. Why is there always somebody coming in asking about like, what do I look for in the man? How long me and my husband been married? Shit like that. Like I'm just saying, those comments come in quite often. Stephen, what's your mother's maiden name? Let's start there. First pet's name too. It says You know what? What if I did this? Oh, I don't think it works like that. Tuxedo Cat says, holds back, EH. CJ Johnson says, hey boy, what you be drinking out here when you be hunting them bucks? I mean, technically, if you're hunting, you're probably really not drinking much because you don't want the smell going. But, I mean, I guess at that point, you can really just drink anything. But I guess if I was to go hunting, it'd probably be beer. Just because it's cold, right? You can drink lots of it, still be able to shoot straight, but what do I know? Steve said, I would love to oil your beard. Well, what kind of beard oil would you be using? Because you can't just use anything. This answer is make it or break it for you, Steven. Like, if you tell me you want to use some, like, cheap shit, like, we're done. I'm breaking up. What the fuck? Bro, there's some people are just a little weird, you know? Tuxedo says canola oil. It's not good enough, my guy. Show me the proof in the chat. Says cheers to all. What's going on, buddy? Welcome back. Another Friday stream where we just kind of do some random shit. CJ says, hell yeah, brother. Beers and bucks. It's not a bad combo. The last time I went hunting, we were drinking like Crown or something like that. Something like, or like Jim Beam. Something real, like on the lower end. I remember we got all the lights, all our flashlights, everything was just dead. And we had to go all the way back to camp. And I remember being like, I fucked up. I shouldn't have drank this much because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Well, this says canola oil. Tuxedo says, sorry, I got food on the mind. Steven says he looks like he has big, string, power. He meant strong. Big, strong, powerful hands. Would love to get me a back rub from him. You can't afford me, Steven. Yeah, he did correct. He said strong. I agree. It's a weird fucking stream so far, guys. I popped on, let's talk about some whiskeys, some bourbon. So far, I mean, the hunting part was kind of cool, but we've been talking about hunting and gay shit. Dudes rubbing my back or rubbing beard oil on me. I'm supposed to be giving massages. You know what I mean? Like I think the stream has taken a left turn so far. But again, this E.H. Taylor, pretty good. I'm a fan. I know a lot of people hype up a lot of stuff. The other bottles, you know what I mean? They can hype it up. They're not bad. This one's definitely my favorite of the group so far. Tuxedo says, BRB, got to shake me a drink. Hey, make it 2. Make it a double. You know, I could just take my phone into the kitchen with me. Am I on the TV or something? Like, what are we doing there? Nope. Well, boys, what a weird one. You know, I think I may have messed up with the hashtags again. Just throwing that out there. I may have fucked that up. That might be on me again. Bro, it's hot as hell in this house. Steven says I got you on my 65-inch 4K. Stop it. Bro, sometimes watching YouTube in the living room, like on a big TV, is like a lot nicer than your phone. I like the phone for accessibility so I can just keep scrolling, but I mean, sometimes the TV's the move. Bonding over whiskey. So I tried Texas whiskey called Austin. They had an 85 and a 10. Do you mean still Austin? Bonding? They had an 85 and a 101 proof. I tried the 101 and it was the best Texas whiskey I've had. They distilled the mash in a 3-story column. Was it still Austin? Because I hear still Austin is like grabbing some heat. Like what I mean, like they're getting some hype behind them because a lot of people want to have it. Some places it's everywhere, right? You can just walk up to the store and pick it up, and a lot of places it's starting to sell out fairly quick. Because I know around me, I can't find it that easy. I'm not like going to the store every day to go find it either. I think it's not that important to me, but if you go check almost any of my polls, there is like anytime I ask like for new recommendations or what's your favorite bottle, stuff like that, that bottle is always in there. He says no, it was just called Austin, and it had the proof number on the front. Well, let's look it up. Let's look it up. Let's see. I mean, shit, still Austin comes up almost everywhere. Oh, okay. Like with the white font with like the big. Oh shit! I just kind of moved it. Like the proof is like the main. Let me just show you. How do I switch? This. Fuck! I did it again. Like this, basically. Like this says Austin 101 light whiskey. This has Austin 85, Austin 121, shit like that. I mean, I Googled it, but I've never actually seen it in stores. That's cool, though. I like the look of that bottle. And to me, like, proof is always one of those things either they're not proud of it and they're trying to hide it somewhere on the bottle, right? And they're trying to hide it with art and all this other shit. But especially like that 121, right? It's in your face. So I like that. I mean, all of them kind of look cool, but 101 says handmade small batch, steam distilled, 100% Texas grains. Da-da-da. I mean, they all kind of say the same thing. They're all considered light whiskey, though. I wonder what's the light whiskey. Boutique Spirits is doing the tasting. Let's see if we can't. Just find it. All right, now I'm on the website. Yes, I'm 21 or older. Come on. Oh, they have it on the side too? I like it. It has some traditional French etiquette. I can't, it's all spaced out weird. Austin 101 tastes like caramel, butterscotch, vanilla with sweetness, softness, and nuttiness, carefully extracted from local grains. Okay, sounds like a solid one. cannot, where to find it? Let's see. Oh, let's just back it up. It's everywhere in Texas, I bet. The only place you can get it is Texas. It's all over Texas, especially around San Antonio and Dallas. But it's not even on the maps for anywhere else. He says it sold for, it was solid, but for $50, I would pay that for the 121. It is also pretty young. Yeah, it's the one thing that I didn't see. I just figured I was probably a little bit blind. It doesn't have an age statement anywhere. And some bottles have it screaming on an age statement where I'll be like, hey, it's a 12-year, 18-year, 10-year, 5-year, 2-year. You know what I mean? It's usually up front. When there's no age statement, it usually means it's like 2 at best. So they're trying to cover up the year with the proof, which at the end of the day, if they're doing tastings and it's good, it will sell. If it's not good, it's not going to sell anyway. He said it was sweet and pretty grain forward. It doesn't sound bad. I mean, for it being a light whiskey, what they're calling it, it's probably their way around getting an age statement on it anyway. And they're like, hey, no, it doesn't need to be aged. It's light. You know what I mean? It's light beer. So I imagine that's probably where that's coming in from. But I don't have a bottle. I don't think I have anything similar to that. So if I ever see it, maybe I'll pick it up. $50 a little steep though for an unknown name bottle, you know what I mean? Because most of these things on the shelf you can get for under $50. Like you can get Redwood Empire and still have $20 left over. But they got to start somewhere, you know? Celsius. Bro, if I could get a Celsius sponsor, you know what I mean? Somebody hook it up. My wife says I'm addicted to them. I'm more addicted to the caffeine part, but somebody's got to get this air turned down. I had to call in the troops for the air conditioner. You know what I mean? Bonding Over Whiskey says, by the way, an energy drink at 9:30 p.m. for you guys. No, so the way it works for me, obviously, Bonding, I think you were here, but we just had a kid in March, or late March. So he turned 2 like yesterday, or 2 months yesterday. And the way our schedule typically works is I stay up most of the night till like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning-ish. And then she'll kind of take over because she'll go to bed here in a few minutes. Go to sleep and sleep until he like kind of wakes up. And I just kind of make sure he either stays asleep or just doesn't, choke on himself. So we're about to kind of switch that schedule. But for the most part, I've been staying up in the middle of the night. I also do a lot of like my work in the middle of the night. So that way I can get some shit done without being distracted. But yes, an anytime energy drink. I could drink this and go right to bed. It wouldn't faze me. It says, dang, that rough. It's not that bad. I choose to do it, but I was dragging today. Like I woke up and I just have not like fully woken up, if that makes sense. We had a long day yesterday. We took the kids to the pool, did some family stuff, and as much as it was fun, everybody else took naps when we got home yesterday, and I didn't. So, but we're gonna do it all again tomorrow. What's everybody's plans for Memorial Day? Is people going out on boats still? I don't. Obviously, like some people aren't where they can go. Like I know Tuxedo Cat in Colorado, he ain't going out on a boat. Maybe a pond, but people doing a beach day, a little field day, Hot dogs, hamburgers, what are we doing? I think I messed up with the little hashtag things, by the way, because it's not getting out where it normally goes. I have 49 hours remaining on that part. There we go. Well, fellers, if y'all don't want to call in, totally fine. If you do, the link is in the description. You just have to copy and paste it. You can call in, we can chat. But yeah, after this pour of Taylor, I'm going to switch to something else. You guys can kind of start to, I guess you can't really see on this angle, huh? I'm going to switch it to where the guest would be because I know I have that prepared. That's the blank spot for somebody, and it's not wide enough. You guys know what I have. Pick something. What's my next pour going to be? Bonnie says, liquor store hunting, at least at Specs, I haven't been to, and spending time with sister and nephews. Okay, so you're going to do a little hunt, maybe nothing crazy. Go to Specs, hang out with sister, some nephew, and just have a couple drinks. Sounds like a good day to me. Memorial Day, we used to go all out. You know what I mean? We used to go out on like a pontoon, go fishing, really honestly just party a lot. But and that's basically what we're doing tomorrow. We're gonna do. My buddy's having like a little thing at his house, and I think we're just gonna eat some hot dogs and some shit like that. So nothing too crazy. I was thinking, depending on how tomorrow goes, I have the Eagle Rare cigars, and I have the Eagle Rare. I'm thinking tomorrow maybe I break out that and do like a quick live stream where I'm outside and stuff like that. It wouldn't be like the normal setup, but these two alone, the whole reason I got the cigars and waited until I got this bottle was so I could try them together. You know what I mean? Because it says it pairs perfectly with this bourbon. So I got to know if it's actually good or not. So they look good. I'm scared to open them because I don't, like, if I'm not going to smoke it right now, I don't want to fuck them up, you know? 805 in the chat says, sipping on some Four Roses, my go-to everyday whiskey. I love Four Roses. I just don't buy it a lot. Are you drinking a single barrel Four Roses, or is it just like the normal, just baseline? Baseline's what I ended up having the liquor, the bartenders for the wedding buy in bulk, and then that's what we had. Old Fashions made with Four Roses. Everybody liked them. It's also like a fairly family-friendly bourbon, I would say. Motion X Studio says, I'm oiled up to you. Hey, you got to cash at me if that's what you're going to do, bud. You got to send it my way. No freebies. Bro, this stream has been the weirdest stream so far. Motion X, are you Steven? And if not, you and Steven need to get together. Just scroll back in the chat. He wants to oil me up. So you're already oiled up. He wants to be oiled up. I think y'all be a perfect match. I'm not saying we're not doing a little bourbon live stream, but maybe we're matchmakers today. Who knows? Four Roses, by the way, is a solid like everyday whiskey. It's not like too expensive. It's decent. You're not gonna get hammered off like just a couple pours because it is on the lower proofer side. Moshe said, "Nah, who did that?" or "Nah, who that?" Just scroll back. Scroll back in the chat. Stephen Holmes. He came in earlier. He said I look strong. Said he wanted to oil me up. I'm just saying. If you're oiled up and he wants to be oiled up, you know what I mean? Cat says, I'm still here, just cleaning up an oil spill. I bet you are, bud. I bet you are. Careful, careful. Everybody else, we got a second person here talking about some oil, so. Guys, I'm just here to talk about bourbon and whiskey, some other few random shit, not a piece of meat. Baseline. Yeah, I have that one. Mine's, well, it's way up there, but I ain't gonna pull it down. The baseline one's solid though. It's honestly was my favorite up until like I really kind of broke into like a bunch of stuff. And it's still solid regardless, but it's not like my favorite proof point is around 100 to 105. That's where I would prefer mine to be. And there's some bottles that I like they're under, like the Redwood Empire, stuff like that, but I don't see myself buying it too much anymore. The Four Roses, I still have the bottle though. Bonding Over Whiskey says your next pour should be your most expensive Double H product. I mean, most expensive? It depends on what. For Heaven Hill? I mean, I have Heaven Hill bottles in Bond. I call it Haven Hill though. People get pissy about that. I have that one right here. But it's not really that expensive. I know some places consider this allocated. It's sitting on shelves here. You can literally pick it up at every liquor store you go to. It's everywhere. I got mine on sale. Like mine was on like a pallet saying, please take me. Asher Adams says, has the bottle let you down? This bottle? Heaven Hill? Oh, it's solid. I mean, it's good. It's nothing like people hype this one up a lot. I don't think it's like hyped up worthy. It is very good. I use this mainly for old fashions, because I'm fucking weird, but it's a solid bottle. It has decent flavors. Bonnie says, I've never seen it for less than $65. Oh, hell no. I paid $39.99 for that bottle. It was on sale at, I believe, Total Wine. There is a video that I made about it. I don't think I remember the price then either. It was like one of those things where I walked in looking for like bitters and I picked it up because it was so cheap. Asher, if you're talking about the E.H. Taylor though, I love this bottle. I'm a big fan. I'm not paying secondary for this though. But if you get an MSRP, fucking pick it up. Motion X, I missed his comment. He says, LOL, found him. Perfect. You guys go on your first date. Let me know how it goes. And then afterwards, you're going to have to send me some oil too. You know what I mean? I think it's only fair. Bonding Voice says, I think $50 for bonded is overpriced. Get Old Granddad. Bro, I'm drawing a blank. Evan Williams or E.H. Taylor small batch. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Old Granddad, Evan Williams, and E.H. Taylor's MSRP, quote, quote, is less than Heaven Hill's Bottled and Bond MSRP. But all three of those are way better than that one. Maybe not Evan Williams. Evan Williams, I mean, it's good, but most people are just using that for a mixer. I have the Old Granddad bonded. It's not bad. It is definitely cheaper. I would take Heaven Hill over that one as well. I would probably go this, Heaven Hill, Old Granddad, Evan Williams. But also at the same time, I'm kind of going back and forth on that because the Redwood Empire is like $75 for a bottle and bond, and I'd probably take that over almost all of them. What else we have? Bottle and bond. That might be all of them. Well, actually, you got the benchmark bonded for like $22. Yeah, solid shit though. Jenna said, "Do you remember me? I was a person who typed D in your last stream." Yeah, I definitely remember. You gotta finish those sentences. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a little tougher. ET is early times, or for me it's early times. Oh, my bad. I've never had early times. Early times is one of those ones where I don't see that a lot. I know it's not like hyped up or nothing. I just don't think the liquor stores around here stock that. And if they do, it's very low quantity or something. But yeah, the next pour, I'll go Heaven Hill. I'm down for that. Now I really wish I would have set up all this stuff to make the old fashions. That would have been a solid choice. Then I also would piss everybody off all at the same time, you know? Let's slide these back over. Bonnie, I know one of the things you said though was like my most expensive. I don't even focus on the price too much. I try to find decent price bottles for the most part, not so much like the price point, but if I find something that's cost some money that I think will be good, I'll definitely do that. Joe Max says Old Crow. What up, Joe? Joey B. Mm-mm. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, feel free to hit the like on the stream. That way we can get it out to more people because I fucked up the hashtags when I set it up. That's on me. But also, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We do go live every Friday at 8:45. On Fridays, we have a little bit more structured stream where we do some reviews. We talk bourbon, whiskey, and we just do some dumb shit sometimes. This little improv, I wanted to kind of test it out, kind of get some feelers on how that stream would go for a call-in show. So if anybody wants to talk bourbon or whiskey, feel free to go to the link in the description. Call in. We can chat it up. If not, no biggie too. Joe Max says, I'm in Puerto Rico. We usually drink Bacardi 151 over ice. Well, Joe, you're fucking nuts. I'm just kidding. I used to do that shit too, but I'm not doing that. Like, Bacardi 151, like, for me, would be like a fucking garnish over top where we light it on fire so it looks cool. Not that I wouldn't care for the price, but I don't like rum like that. So, I'm not that guy. But flaming shots are usually pretty cool. In Puerto Rico, the last time I went to Puerto Rico, last time I went, I was on a cruise, so like, I was drinking fruity fucking drinks the whole day. What did we have? Oh, I almost switched glands. I think we were drinking amaretto sours last time we went, which is like, that's like orange juice. You know what I mean? $151 over ice though. I mean, you gotta really like it. You know what I mean? Bonnie Royce says, when I said most expensive double H, I was thinking you had Elijah Craig barrel proof, toasted, or private barrel. I had an Elijah Craig private barrel, like cask strength style. But it's gone. I finished that thing fairly quick. The only Elijah Craig I have now is the small batch, like the basic bottle that came in the gift set. Joe Mack says, you had to have pina coladas because we invented them. I'm not big on the coconut, but yeah, if you get me a little frozen pina colada on a cruise, like, yeah, of course I'm drinking them. You know what I mean? I'd be having a good old time. Strawberry daiquiri. Is that a drink? Strawberry daiquiri? That's probably what I would have drank. Gotta have the umbrella though, or we're not doing it. Joe, when you drink, obviously you're doing the 151 over ice, little pina coladas on Tuesdays. You know, are you drinking any bourbon or whiskey? Or is it just like rum over there? Mr. Joker 5280 says, yo, what do you think about Eagle Rare? Honestly, Eagle Rare is, for like the Buffalo Trace lineup, is probably my second favorite. I like it over Blanton's. I like it over regular Buffalo. I like it over Benchmark. The only one that I recently think is better is going to be the E.H. Taylor Small Batch. So that's just me. I like the sweetness scale plus the proof point of E.H. Taylor. But Eagle Rare is solid. I was saying like a couple minutes ago, I am going to break out the Eagle Rare cigars and the Eagle Rare more than likely for tomorrow's like improv live stream where we just do a quick stream and I can actually taste the cigars. I've been waiting to get the bottle of Eagle Rare, which I got last week. So, Barney Whiskey says, that's cool. That was my first official bourbon. Hey, the Elijah Craig, Elijah Craig's solid. You can't go wrong with any of their bottles, to be honest. Hunt Ready says, sup fellers, drinking Old Forester 100. That's what's up. Old Forester's the move. 1920 is my favorite one of the Old Forester, so that's the only one I really kind of keep in stock, but all of them are good. Joe says, I'm mostly just drinking rum. It's cheap. You can get a good fifth around $10. Yeah, see, that's where like everybody right now is on this bourbon and whiskey phase where it's like hyped up and people are paying shit ton of money. And then people that like rum, vodka, gin, tequila is kind of on the rise too right now. But everybody that doesn't like the bourbon whiskey or the tequila, they're getting their bottles for dirt cheap because those aren't selling, so people are getting them at discounted rates. So good on them. Liz says, when the baby goes down, I will be sipping on some bourbon cream. Yeah, she will be. Mr. Joker says, I will try it. Thank you. Absolutely, bud. Well, come back. Let us know how you like it. Because some people aren't fans, you know, but I think they'd be crazy. I think it's good. Mr. Joker says, cheap drink. You got to try Blackberry Crown. Must be your first day, man. My Blackberry Crown video got like over 2 million views. I was like one of the first ones to get it. So I preference that video with it's good, right? It is a good crown. I really am a big fan of berry shit. So like, to me, it was good. Not a lot of people like it. They thought it tasted like cough syrup. I didn't think it was super cough syrup, but it did have some when you drank it neat. It was definitely a mixer though. But I mixed it with some lemonade, a little Sprite, solid fucking summer drink. So. But yeah. Bonnie says, I wanted to try Eagle Rare, but everyone charges $65 plus for it. And yeah, Elijah Craig was my first bourbon. Wish I still had that bottle. Hey, you got to keep your favorites on stock because they do sell out quick. Eagle Rare 65 plus. You got to stay up on the channel because I released that video saying check out your Winn-Dixie, your Publix's, your basic liquor stores. So those are the ones that got the drop recently. And I picked up mine for MSRP, which was like $40, which is solid. You know, I'm okay with paying that. Hunt Ready says, yeah, but 100 is like $26. Touche. Is it really $26 for the 100? That's a fucking steal. Liz says million views on it. It's got 2.8 million, I believe, or 2.3, one of the two. They look similar. Mr. Joker says, I'm new and just subscribed. Appreciate it. That also lets me know that that button that I added earlier does not work. So I appreciate you letting me know. I have it so where the subscriber, when somebody subscribes, is supposed to pop up, but it didn't work. So we're work in progress on the live streams, but we're getting there, you know? Mr. Joker says, heck yeah, love the info. Well, appreciate it. Hunt Ray says, Blackberry Bird Dog is the shit. So I will say, Bird Dog flavored whiskeys are better. You know what I mean? That is just a fact. But it doesn't matter because Crown Royal has a cult following from people that like their Canadian whiskey. They like all their different ones. Crown Royal has the marketing behind them. So it doesn't matter what Bird Dog does. Crown Royal, unless their company goes bankrupt, will always sell more and be the better bottle to most people because they're not going to try Bird Dog, including myself. You know what I mean? I like Crown Royal because it's probably one of the first drinks I ever had. And then now it's like nostalgic. Crown XO though, that shit's solid. Really like that bottle. Botting Over Whiskey says, in Texas, we don't have many grocery stores like that have liquor license. I'm all over the place. We don't have many grocery stores that have liquor license like that. Costco, Sam's Clubs don't. Kroger doesn't? Kroger doesn't? Damn. Well, I'll get back to you on that. Because is Texas a state-run store for liquor too? Mr. Joker says, love that hat, dad gang. Father of three, where do you get merch? So if you click the three dots up at the top right corner, then go into the description, there's two different links. There's a link for the Dad Gang hats, which is just an affiliate. They got tons of hats. They just released a couple. They got, the pink hat for girl dad. They got the black, like everyday hat. They got a green and a blue for boys. They got a shit ton of stuff right now. So if you're interested, click that link. It'll give you 15% off your order. My favorite hats. I have an unhealthy amount of hats from Dad Gang. Or the other link takes you to my site, and you can get yourself Call Me Old Fashioned shirts, hoodies, all that kind of shit. So feel free to check out either one of them. Hunt Ready says, ever had Starlight Blackberry? No. Honestly, I haven't had too many flavored whiskeys because they're not my favorite. You know what I mean? I use those for if we're gonna have a party or a get together, because most people are not gonna drink the stuff on my shelf. They don't like bourbon or whiskey like that. You know what I mean? So they like the flavored shit, make these fruity mixed drinks. That's why I got the Crown, because I was expecting the wife to like it. Now, she was pregnant at the time, and it didn't last until she had the kid, because it was good. But, yeah, I like this. You know what I mean? This kind of stuff. Bonding says, no, we have local stores just so, oh my God, why is this thing moving so quick? No, we have local stores, just grocery stores don't sell spirits, just beer and wine. Well, I'll get back to you. I'll figure out where you can get it then. Because there's got to be somewhere then. Mr. Joker says, do you collect the horses off the Blantons? I mean, yes and no. I don't buy too many bottles of Blantons. I have this one, what letter is this one? I have the A. And they're cool, but I'm not.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, son. Kid's going to sleep. But I don't really care too much about the toppers like that. Honestly, I like this one better. I haven't opened this yet, so I can't tell you if the whiskey's good in it. But Caribou Crossing, bro, it's got a little moose on it. Caribou, whatever you want to fucking call it. This is cool looking. And they put a little wax dip, just like Makers with the blue. I don't know. This is a cool looking bottle on the shelf. I'll tell you that. Not on camera as much, but in person, it's cool. It is also a single barrel Canadian whiskey. I'm thinking, because I'm going to start trying to do 2 different live streams a week that's more thought out. So I'm going to test that out probably next week, maybe Tuesday. And we'll crack that one open. Bonding Over Whiskey says, my best option is Specs and Total Wine. Just the nearest Total Wines is 70 miles from me. That's brutal. But if you go to Total Wine a lot, you can get into their point system. And most of the time when they release a bottle, they'll email you and you get to put it on hold and you can go pick it up. When that would actually benefit you the most is it going to be around October, November, and December when they release a lot of their allocated stuff. So if you do spend a healthy amount at Total Wine, make sure you're using the points there. Because if you're not, you're just wasting money. You gotta turn the nursery light down again, apparently. And in case you guys are curious, the air was at like 74 degrees, which is not what it's like in my house. You schedule a day when you open the Caribou. I know you wanted to make a separate video on it. Yeah, so I don't do anything until like the day of for most stuff, except for Fridays. Fridays are a little bit more planned. But like I said on Friday's stream, I wanted to test out a different day of the week to see how those kind of work as well. Because those Fridays are our days, but midweek too, I want to do something, do a little bit more, you know. So I'm going to say probably Tuesday. You know, tomorrow if I go live, it's going to be like from my phone in the backyard, and we'll talk about the cigar with the whiskey, and it'll be super quick. You know, Tuesday will be more of a let's break into the Caribou. So, but you never know. Hunt Ray says, I'm pretty much under $50 guy. There's just not that many good bourbons in the 30 to 50 range. I've spent 80 plus on stuff and was disappointed with it. I mean, I agree with you to an extent, because there is a shit ton of bottles you can get under $50 that are super solid. And if you haven't already, I do have like a short made with like my top 5 under 50, and that's just mine. It's not going to be the same as everybody else's because I have weird palate, but yeah, definitely check that out. My favorite under 50 is probably the pipe dream from Redwood. It's like $35, 30 some places. I found the what do you want to call it, the Emerald Giant for like $25, which was a crazy steal. So you can get a bunch of stuff under $50. But I do think there's a time and a place to spend the extra money, because I will say a few bottles that are worth the money to me, especially because I'm not like a big rye person. The Bardstown rye is my personal favorite rye. I think it is the best. It's very bourbon forward though, but it's a 95% rye, 5% malted barley. But just the way it drinks and tastes, it's very good. But that bottle is like a $75 one. So, oh, reread it, under 50 is good. Under 50 is good, guys. My bad. I just can't read apparently. That's my bad. Mr. Joker says, what is your rival YouTuber in the same category as your channel? Is there anyone that you have to keep up with, since a lot of people do reviews, update tastings? Mr. Joker, I mean, is like weird as it possibly can be put, I am nowhere near the biggest. You know what I mean? There is people light years ahead of me. But I don't really pay attention because with a new kid and me doing my own stuff, I don't watch a lot of YouTube. I created this channel for 2 reasons. One, I needed to do something different than my normal job as a photographer. You know what I mean? I just needed to switch it up. Do something else that's fun to me, which I love bourbon, love whiskey, I love talking about it. So why not create a channel? So all this stuff is all in the realm of fun for me. The other part is if you are trying to compete with everybody like neck and neck, everybody loses, because then everybody starts to copy people and you just get the same content. I could care less about that stuff. Somebody disliked that I said that, so I appreciate that. You're like, fuck you. Don't you like doing this shit? But it's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the one guy that's like killing it is Bruzel, and he's the only one that I've watched any of his stuff. And that's because he does like those hunts. And I don't know. I think they're interesting. I don't do a lot of that stuff though. But like other people doing tasting and reviews, I'd rather just find out myself. So, Bottoming Voice says, I don't go in there often. Again, 70 miles is kind of out there. I need to see if Specs has a point system. Yeah, if they sell liquor, if they don't have a point system, you just need to find out who's in charge, so that way you can become friends with them. They can let you know or something. Bonnie says, hey, I'll be there to hang out with you. I mean, I don't smoke, but still would chill. Absolutely, bud. That's what we're here for. It's just to hang out, have a good time. Jason, the chat says, being in the Army station in California, we get all the redwood and the smoke wagon price at a great price. There was a store pick smoke wagon in Vegas that was amazing. I heard there's a few smoke wagons in Vegas right now that are apparently like to die for. We don't get that stuff here in Florida, but I do know that, to me, like when I first started getting into this stuff, like most people would tell you that there's no good bourbon or whiskey for that matter outside of Kentucky. So when I first had Redwood, I didn't even realize that it was a California whiskey. Bro, it's one of my favorites, and I'm still surprised every time I think about it that it's from California. But I can imagine since it's local, you probably can get it for a really good price. But that smoke wagon, that's what we're jealous for. I got to tell the wife, I got to go to Vegas. I got to pick up a bottle, babe. She would kill me. Bob, for sure. Mr. Joker says, I'll be watching. We appreciate it, bud. You make sure, turn the bell on. We go live every Friday at 8:45 Eastern time. That's a little bit more structured live streams. We do some reviews. We do a whole bunch of shit, really. But those are like our steady streams. Things like today, I mean, we're just dicking around today. We dick around a lot because we just got done doing that giveaway. We did a giveaway of either E.H. Taylor or Weller Antique 107. That was our live stream last Friday for hitting over 1,000. We did some merch giveaways too because we got a little buzz, but yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. Bonding is one of our regular that's in the chat. Most of the other ones, I think they're taking the night off. Just like last time, I'm exercised while watching you, doing weights, then push-ups, then sit-ups. I don't think I'll do any more, but that's my goal. I'm tired just thinking about it. Mr. Joker says, does your wife do wine or is she into bourbons? My wife does not like bourbon. We did have her on the stream on Thursday. I think we did like an improv live stream of that bourbon cream. She did like that by itself. I did some like weird TikTok drink where it was like coffee, bourbon cream, and bourbon. I thought it was pretty solid. It's very much like a female-esque drink. It tastes like Dunkin' coffee, but it was solid. But she didn't care for that too much either because it had too much bourbon flavor to her. But she likes the bourbon cream. She does like wine. She's mainly just like she likes red sweet wine. And then we buy those like pre-mixed, like on the rocks bottles of like the strawberry daiquiri, the Cosmos, espresso martini, all that kind of stuff. And she drinks that stuff. But she just had a kid, so she doesn't really drink too much. But we do Wasted Walks Wednesdays where we take the kid on a walk around the pond and we both have a little girly drink and we fucking take that walk a couple miles. You know what I mean? So we like to have some fun. During COVID, me and her were slamming tequila shots. So that was the move during COVID. I also forgot, Jason, thank you for your service. If you're still in here, I should have started with that. That's my bad. Let me see if the kid has been put down to sleep. I think there's a no. I think the wife is. I think he's fighting being put down to sleep right now. Mr. Joker says it's awesome to hear you incorporated the fam. Yeah, we had the kid on here Friday too, saying hey to everybody. He's like 2 months old, but I mean, he said hey. He didn't want to do a bourbon review. The bottle review is our house exclusive from the boob, so it's not like you guys can pick it up. Yeah, no, I want to incorporate her a little bit more. She can have some fun too. She still breastfeeds, so she can't really do anything too crazy, but every once in a while she'll have a little drinky drink. As the kid gets older and it's not breastfed, then we're working on it. We're trying to get her into bourbon. If I can get her into like whiskey or bourbon, we're going to be set, guys. That, and I need somebody to help me drink all this shit. You guys can't see it. Let me see if I can pull up. It's still not the good camera angle. But like, this is just one shelf. I got another shelf above the sign that's pretty long. There's a good handful of bottles. There's also a table right here covered in shit. So we got some stuff here. Need some help being drank. Jason says, I am at the National Training Center, Fort Irwin, which is 2 hours away from Vegas. My dad's from Lutz, Florida. I'm from North Carolina. Lutz, I don't even know where Lutz is, to be honest. I'm from Florida, and you'd think I would know, but I don't know shit about Florida anymore. I'm in Jacksonville, so like St. Augustine, Jacksonville is as far as I go anymore. But North Carolina, I love North Carolina. I go there all the time for weddings. I love the mountains, love that it's nice and chilly there. Their liquor stores, though, suck. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't moved there. Joker says, you can just say Mr. J. But when I say that, though, I think of how Harley Quinn says it. You know what I mean? Mr. J. I don't know if I could do that. She says, I'll have to research and rewatch the vids, so I'm not sounding so new to your channel. My bad. No bads. It's all good. That's what we're here for, is just a chit chat. Don't worry. There was I can't remember who was in the live stream last time asking like a question, and it was like every question he had, I was like, I just posted that video. But feel free to go back and watch the stuff anyway. Some of it's good. There's some live streams that are super long, but I would say make it to the lives on Friday. You'll be able to catch up fairly quick. Jason says, if you ever go to Vegas, I think it's Courtney's, is the place to go for bourbon. Lutz is literally right outside Tampa. Yeah, that's why I don't know it. I hate Tampa. I like Tampa for one reason only, for the Hard Rock Casino, but I hate driving I-4, and I have to drive the entire thing when I go. When I get on I-4, I literally just want to just slam myself into the side railing. I hate the traffic. A 3-hour drive turns into like a 6-7 hour drive when you get on I-4. That's just me ranting. If you really love I-4, that's my bad, but the Vegas, I went to Vegas in January, and I was there for a couple days. But I'm like a child when I go to Vegas. You know what I mean? Like I'm a kid in a candy store. I go directly to the tables, start gambling, lose enough money to be like, let's win it back. You know, I'm the one that's gonna go to the big Ferris wheel, get the all-you-can-drink, get fucking hammered, and hit the flamingo right after. I bought a bottle of Buffalo Trace at the airport, way overpriced, but I got it. But I don't usually like go bourbon hunting in Vegas. If I go to Vegas, my money's going to the tables and I'm donating it to the cause. Mr. J says, I'll be going to Tampa in June after the Mexico cruise. Hey, love a good Mexico cruise. He's going to be scooping out some bottles. There's a few people that are subscribed. They're usually in the Friday streams that are from Tampa. And they always say they get a bunch of good shit. But it's, like, to me, I would almost be willing to pay secondary over driving to Tampa. For some reason, like, Jacksonville is weird with bourbon and whiskey. Sometimes we get some great stuff. Like, we just got, like, every Publix, every Winn-Dixie, like all of, like, the chained grocery stores got this big allocation drop of Buffalo Trace stuff, Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor, Weller 12, Blanton's, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So, like, We got a hookup on that, but I can't find Still Austin, and I can't find like some basic stuff. You know what I mean? I can't find early times. So Jacksonville and St. Augustine is weird. St. Augustine is more like touristy, so you're gonna pay extra if you like really get into the town part. But I live right on the border of it, so. Mr. J says Buffalo is pretty harsh to me. I love Eagle Rare. I mean, Eagle Rare is definitely better than Buffalo, but Buffalo is like super like light. The only reason I like Eagle Rare over Buffalo is it feels like Eagle Rare has a lot more flavor than Buffalo. But that's because it's aged 10 years, you know what I mean? Compared to the Buffalo's not. So, but Eagle Rare is definitely better. It sucks because I like hammered this bottle the first day I got it, and now I like don't want to drink a bunch of it because I don't want it to go away. So I dented it that first live stream. It's good. I really like it. I like it more because of the eagle on it though, but E.H. Taylor's better, in my opinion. But even this bottle right here, even the Heaven Hills is super sweet. This is 7 years though, like a 7-year bourbon, 100 proof, bottled in bond. It is just like a solid, basic bourbon, right? When you talk about like notes, vanilla, caramel, hints of cinnamon, super sweet, but it's solid. Nothing. It's not worth $50, but it's solid. So for anybody in Maryland, Montgomery County does an allocation drop the second Saturday of the month at their county stores. It's moving. They release what they are dropping this Thursday before. They release what they are dropping this Thursday before. Oh. So they release what they're going to drop the second Saturday of the month, but they tell everybody what's going to be there the Thursday before it drops. Jason, so if you know this, do you have to be local to Maryland to be able to go to these allocation drops, or can anybody go? Like if I have a Florida ID, can I go buy something from there? Or do I need a Maryland ID? Mr. Joker says, Mr. J, my bad. He says, maybe still a newbie. I'm in Colorado, and a hole-in-the-wall liquor right by me has it all the time, $65. Get a couple bottles. Mr. J, one of our OG subscribers, Tuxedo Cat, he's in Colorado. He gets Eagle Rare all the time, apparently. A lot of like the Buffalo Trace stuff goes there, like Weller and stuff like that, and people get it fairly easy, but not everywhere. $65 is a little pricey though. Like to me, for Eagle Rare and a lot of the allocated stuff, it is good. It's all very similar though. If I didn't have a bottle at all, right, and I had no Eagle Rare and I really wanted one, the most I would pay is $65. But I wouldn't buy a bunch because I'd be hoping to get it for MSRP. The price I got my bottle for was $39.99 at Publix. So I think a perfect price point would be $45. You know what I mean? Because that extra $20, you can buy another bottle of something. You know what I mean? But that's all comes down to who the person is, who the person's buying it. Like if you really love Eagle Rare and you think $65 is a good price, then by all means buy it. You know what I mean? Because you're the one drinking it. But 65 is like the very tippy top of what I would pay if I didn't have one. If I have one, I'm just holding off to hope I find it for cheaper. Bonnie says, sorry, I'm back talking with the oldest nephew. Hey, sometimes you got to have those talks. How old is the oldest nephew? How old are we talking here? Is he like 9? Is he like 18? You know what I mean? Mr. J says, thanks. I will search for better prices. Hey, I mean, Colorado is probably, I don't know Colorado that well, but Jason says, no, anyone can go to the Maryland drop. It's the first come, first serve. The only Maryland resident allocated drop is in December. They announced that separately. Okay. I do a lot of, my main job is a wedding photographer. So I travel a lot. And I know whenever I go into Alabama, I can't do anything there. It's just pointless. But for like Maryland, like whenever I go to Maryland for a wedding, or even North Carolina for that matter, if I know one's coming up, I can always swing in and grab something, which is pretty cool. So I'll definitely keep that in mind. It just depends on what they consider allocated up there, because a lot of places consider this allocated. I don't. I can walk into any liquor store and buy this for, I don't know, $40. Just depends on where. Show Me Proof says, are there still ABC stores with lounges in Florida? Ooh, I don't know. I don't think they have lounges. So the stores in Florida for ABC, as long as we're on the same page with stuff, is ABC is not a state-ran store here. ABC is just a name called ABC Liquors. And a lot of the time they have all the generic stuff, and then they have the ABC Vault for anything that's allocated, and that's all done through points, right? ABC has a good solid base of everything. They have tons of wine, champagne. They usually have a pretty decent humidor section, so you can really get almost any cigar you want. And then, of course, they have an okay bourbon selection. You know what I mean? But I don't typically go to ABC for anything special. Like if I want cherries, bitters, if I want like a basic bottle to like restock. So. Mr. Joker says, so your channel is called Call Me Old Fashioned, LOL. Sounds very old style, bourbon cowboy style. Hey. Hey. Giddy up, cowboy. I'm not going to say it's cowboy style. What is that noise? Did I click a button? I did. I mean, I like a little country, But I mean, my intro and my outro songs and stuff like that, like they are very like Western rock, I'd say. But I mean, he says, "Are you into guns? Second Amendment?" Absolutely. I won't show you, but absolutely. Jason says, actual allocated bottles. I got my Jack Daniel's twice barreled rye there. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. I also have gotten Stag Jr., Russell's Reserve, Jack 10, Weller, all for MSRP. I think Jason works for that store in Maryland, and he is now promoting it for me. Because that is like my list of what I'm looking for right now. The Russell's Reserve, I have the 10-year. I could pick that up anywhere. So I probably would skip over that. The Jack 10 I really want. Weller, like if I could get a different Weller than Reserve, then I would pick it up. But I can just get that somewhere else. The Jack Daniel's twice barreled rye is something I really want to try though. And I'd like a Stag. I'll take a Stag, please. 2, if we have it. The one thing that sucks about Florida is they don't do, like how like what Jason's talking about, how Maryland will say, hey, on the second Tuesday, we're going to do this allocation drop. This is what we're going to have. Come get in line. Florida doesn't do that around here. Florida takes full advantage of people saying, hey, you want to spend some money? Why don't you spend a little bit more? You know what I mean? And they put it on the shelf and they just mark it up. And then we have the complete opposite, where the stores like Publix, they're not going to tell you they got something. You're going to go in for, some chicken wings one day, and you're just going to see a bottle of VH Taylor sitting there. You know what I mean? Russell's 13 is the one you got. I hear that one's good. I have not had that one. It probably wouldn't be my first choice over that list, but, I mean, I would get it if it was there. But yeah, the bottle that's like hard and easy to get here is the Jack Daniel's Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. Like stores will post that they got it, and then by the time I get there, it's gone. But I do want to get that one too. Mr. J says, have you got recognized outside the channel wise? Do you have locals that you do see or take pics with? I mean, I'm not like anybody special. I don't leave the house a lot though. That's the issue because I have a newborn. But the other day I did get recognized by the liquor store right by the house. And I think he was trying to make good with me. Shout out Mike. He's the one that gave me that bottle of E.H. Taylor for MSRP. But I think he also knows that I rip that store apart almost every time I get a chance because it is very much a museum store. And they try to sell Stag for like $700, which is, Stag Junior, not like George T. Stag Junior for $700, which is insane. So I think he was like, hey, like let's play nice, which I gladly accept. But he recognized me, and I wasn't going into the store. I was going into the actual grocery store, and he kind of like waved me down and said, hey, come do some shopping. And I mean, he got my trigger point. I was like, okay, let's do it. But no, I don't. If somebody wanted a picture or something like that, I'm always game for it. But I mean, I don't get recognized like that. I only got like 1,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? So we're not that popping. So well, with that attitude, I mean, I've been around this kind of stuff though. You know what I mean? My buddy has a pretty successful YouTube channel, so I get to watch his side of it. I've had multiple channels. This is just the one where we kind of keep it a little low key, but I mean, if it works, it works. He says, nothing special, gotta be different and special. I mean, I am, just most people say special ed. No, I'm just a normal dude. You know what I mean? I just drink liquor, have some fun, like chat with people. I just know my way around social media stuff. So eventually we'll get into some bigger stuff, but as of right now, we're more of just a low-key stuff. I do have plans for the future, so buckle up. But obviously, like I started this channel in like December, and we kind of slow rolled it because the kid was due, then the kid was born. We're just now starting getting into ramping up the channel again. Because they were like the first 2 weeks, I went pretty frequent with stuff. But we're just now kind of getting into a rhythm where we're going to be able to start breaking into some other things. Obviously, I'm going to do some actual bourbon hunting around the area here and different places of Florida and places that I go do to weddings and stuff. So, but mine aren't going to be like like what everything else you see. Mine's going to be more like production style because I'm bougie and I have the cameras. And there's some other stuff we're going to do, but I'm not going to ruin all the surprises. Damn it. I was going to switch pours. Let's see what else we got, fellers. One bottle I will say that I have liked a lot is this one. I have a love-hate relationship with the Hibiki. It is a Japanese whiskey. How do I preference this? It is very good. It's very light, very floral, very citrusy, and it's different. Like I could pull off any bottle you guys can name off my shelf, and this is not going to be like it. It's still whiskey, but it's different. And the issue is it's 86 proof, so it's super light. You know what I mean? And I go to PF Chang's with the wife. That's typically our date night stuff, and I'll get it like a Japanese smoked old fashioned, and they make it with this stuff, and it's solid. You know what I mean? It's very good. But if this was 100 proof or 105 proof, man, I probably would only be drinking this stuff because it's very good. I'm lying. I would drink other stuff, but. Jason says, I don't know if there is a direct message, but if there is something you're looking for, let me know. I find stuff all the time, everywhere. I just got Booker's 2024, January 2024. I mean, on my page, you can go to my email. Feel free to email me if you got anything special. Not special, just get anything good. I'm always down to listen. Most of the time, I'm like, you guys will know. If you pop into a live stream, I'm usually talking about what I want. The one bottle that I'm like actually hunting currently is the Woodford's Double Oak. I want that enough to where I'll probably cut my pinky finger off for it. I have somebody that has it that's willing to send it to me and I'll pay for it, but they want just a little bit more than I want to pay for it. Mainly because the bottle is not like, a 7.5 liter. It's a 3.75. You know what I mean? It's a small bottle, and they want big boy prices. So, but I want it. So don't be shocked if you see it on the channel one day. Liz says, where TC go? Then he responds with, just got back to the screen, and I see where, your ears were burning, Cat. Mr. J says, for your photography, what's your favorite shot, job, scene? Did you do your own shoots for your wedding? What do you charge for your time? For my own wedding, no, I hired a photographer. I went out and got somebody that I really thought was going to kill it. And they did for the most part. They missed one shot that the wife will never let go. So he fucked that up. My favorite shots, I like candids. I'm always a big candid shooter. But I only do weddings. Not only, but my business is 99% weddings. And then the other 1% is usually my wedding couples doing something else, like family, their maternity, their graduation, stuff like that. So, and what do I charge? I charge a lot. So my average weddings typically are around $5,000 to $6,000. So, but I don't do hourly rates. I just do one day, but it's about $5,000 to $6,000, just depending on what exactly they need. Jason says, the Four Roses Super Supreme is the Japanese bottle, and it's a lower proof, but really bland. Four Roses Super Supreme is the. Jason, I've never had that bottle. I didn't even know Four Roses made a Japanese whiskey. The Hibiki is the Suntory whiskey. That one has tons of flavor, but it's not. It just needs a little heat behind it. You know what I mean? It just needs a little kick. And honestly, they do have them. They have the higher proof stuff, but it's expensive. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted a 100 proof bottle, almost everything from the Hibiki line is considered some limited edition shit. You know what I mean? And they're all like $300-$400 for a bottle. And I like, as much as I like that, I'm not really gonna. It's gonna have to be a special occasion for me to buy a bottle like that, like an actual special occasion, not just to review it. Because most people are not going to spend their money, like that much money, on Japanese whiskey. Not that I know, at least. Let me pull this one up. But I mean, I really like Japanese whiskey though. I think it's different, and that's part of the fun. Is like a lot of these like bottles that I have that I could pull off the shelf. Almost every single one of them have, a caramel note, a vanilla note. Half of them are going to have that cinnamon note. The other half is going to have a chocolate note, and it's all very similar with different, expressions on them, which I like. I like all of those. But when you dive into that Hibiki, it's like the vanilla and the caramel parts are very like faint, and you get mostly like orange citrus, and you get the floral notes, and you get like just like bright sunshines. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's a weird bottle. It's just a little lacking on the proof, because I know if it had the proof, it'd have even more flavor. Fuck it, that's what we're pouring next. We're doing Hibiki. You talked me into it. I wish I brought some water in here, though. Now we're slacking. Probably like pulled something up. What did this guy comment? Somebody named hashtag said, "What do you think happens after we die?" I think we die. I think that's it. That's also why I think make sure you live it up while you're here, because you have no idea what's going to happen afterwards. I'm hoping we get to like haunt people and we get our choice on like, do we get to fuck with people? Because that's what I'm here to do. Jason says, weirdly enough, Costco's here in California have a higher proof Hibiki. It normally runs $189, I believe. $189 would be a solid price. I would pick that up. Because the issue with this bottle right here, this bottle is, just to kind of fully break it down, it's 43% alcohol, 86 proof. It's a 750 milliliter. This bottle is $99. But it's really good. But for $189, I'd pick that up. It depends on which one, obviously. But most of the ones I saw, like if it was like a bottled and bond, like 100 proof, not bottled and bond, they're not going to do that. But like 100 proof, 105 proof, that'd be perfect. Or like some weird proof with like some Japanese meaning behind it. Give me a good story. I'm a sucker for a good bottle that has a story behind it. It's the only reason why I like that Traveler's whiskey. Traveler's whiskey sucks. But the bottle is so, like, the story behind it's so cool that I love having it. So I don't drink it, but I have it. I think if Tuxedo Cat's still here, I think he made it tonight. I know Bonding Over Whiskey made it, but everybody else, Tater Dom never came in the chat. He never came and he claimed his giveaway prize. If you guys haven't already, you want to make sure you subscribe because we do giveaway stuff now. We're getting that official. But yeah, most people didn't. Eric took the night off. A bunch of people took the night off. Mr. J says, Sam's Club is my jam. Has a ton of booze. I get great choices. You like Angel's Envy? Question mark. I do like Angels. I don't have Angels because like it's one of those bottles that I know is good. Everybody knows good, so I never really review it because everybody's had it. But I like it. Sam's Club, Costco's, BJ's, all those places are very good for like the basic stuff like Angel's Envy, Elijah Craig, 19 or 17. What is that bottle I have? 1792. A lot of bottles like that, just like their baseline bottles, you can get at Costco's for a pretty decent price. Heaven Hill, you can get at Costco here like nobody's business. The only special bottle around here, at least, at Costco has is the Jack Daniel's Frank Sinatra. So somebody got me. They were like, you got to go to Costco because they have everything. They're going to have all the allocated stuff you want. And they sent me there and they didn't have shit. But I did get, if you saw Friday's live stream, there is a Generations of Proof Maker's Mart. 3 bottles of the 375 liters of their 19, 2020, 2021 barrel proof bottles. I got those. Those are all very good. I'm missing some of the chat. Hashtag says, do you think there is a one true God? Oh, jeez, man. I'm just here to drink bourbon. Tuxedo Cat says, yeah, I know. It's like we did a line change, LOL. This is a whole nother group. Hey, it's a Sunday stream, right? It's Sunday, right? Yeah, it's a Sunday stream. It's a little different. It's a different crowd. We had the oiled up people. They came and gone, and now we have some new people in here checking in. Hopefully that our Friday stream people don't scare them all off, but hey. Bonding Over Whiskey says, yo, I'm still here. Me and my nephew are talking about our upcoming range day. Hell yeah. What a good uncle you are. I wish my uncle took me to the range. There's a one true God, Peyton Manning. Tuxedo Cat, you watching the ranch? I just finished the ranch for the second time. That series with Ashton Kutcher. Oh, he uses what he said. Whoever the Broncos quarterback was, I can't remember anymore. Drawing a blank, boys. Mr. Joko says, I like Tebow. Tebow's actually from where I live. He went to the school right down the road from me. He's good. I'm surprised Tebow didn't do better in the NFL, but I don't know shit about shit, so. Jason says, Heaven Hill Distillery does, I messed it up. Well, let me go back. Heaven Hills Distillery does drops almost every day. I was driving through, woke up early, waited in line, and got a Heaven Hill 18 year. They do Parker's Heritage as well. Hey, 18 year, I want. Have you cracked open the 18 year? And if so, 1 through 10, how much do you like it? A lot of the distilleries, like if you go to Kentucky or in that area and you go through the Bourbon Trail, or whatever they call it, and you go hit up the distilleries in the morning, most of the time you can get almost anything you want. I know Buffalo Trace, I follow them on a lot of social medias. They post every morning saying, look what we got. And most days it's just like a plethora of E.H. Taylor, Eagle Rare, a lot of Blantons. Sometimes they put a couple special ones out too, but most of the time that's like, it's their basic lineup. But they always sell out like quick. A lot of the distilleries out there do the same thing, and it's mainly to get people in the door. You know, have them come do the tours, have them come do tastings. Most of them have bars too that you can go drink at. They earn a couple bucks that way, and make it more of an experience. And if you're gonna have people come in for an experience, they got to be able to pick up what they want. So that's why I think they do that. Good on them. Nothing wrong with that. Tuxedo Cat says Tebow is good too. Mr. J says, what's the dynamic for the channel? LOL. Hope the dogs don't scare him away? What's that mean? Is this a very open, hurt your feelings channel? I mean, I'm not going to hurt somebody's feelings intentionally. We got some weird dudes that are in our chats on Friday, though. Like, some people eat alcohol pads. Supposedly. That's more of an inside joke. The OGs are just the people that have been here. Like, so the one thing I talk about with my wife with is my very first live stream I did. There was, I think, like 4 people that were in that live stream. And those 4 people have been in the live stream every single time I've went live to support the channel, hang out. Bro, they hang out more than I do. You know what I mean? So it's more of like family oriented is the way I would describe it. You know, I have a very weird sense of humor though. So, you know, we all kind of like talk smack at each other and just kind of have fun with it, but it's all for fun. I was saying they don't hope they don't scare them away because some of those Friday people, they get weird, you know what I mean? So they were all friends up until the giveaway, and then they all wanted to, you know, take each other out. So I saw a whole other side of them, but Tuxedo Cat says, no, he just means usual crowd is batshit crazy. That's exactly what I was referring to. Tuxedo Cat is definitely part of that OG status. He was here on the first live stream. Usually doesn't miss some. He leaves midstream though for some reason, which is like, okay, I get it. He says, but we're nice. They are very nice. The one thing I will say on Friday, like when I'm trying to like review a bourbon and I look at the chat, they're all having their own conversations. Everybody says hey to everybody. So he says, well, please, I would like to join. Sign me up for the Friday lives. I mean, there's no sign up. All you got to do is hit subscribe, turn the bell on, and usually it's 8:45 Friday, 8:45 Eastern time on Fridays. And everybody kind of comes in right around that time it gets started. Usually the first half is me like trying to be professional, talk about a certain bottle, review it, thoughts. You know, we do weird shit. We'll do blind tastings, and then we just kind of hang out and, you know, people make fun of me. So, all right, here we go. Jason says, Heaven Hill 18 year, I would give a solid 8.5 for MSRP at $300. I messed it up here. At $300, it's totally worth it. I wouldn't pay over $500. Buffalo Trace releases different stuff every day, except their BTAC line. Facts. Okay, an 8.5 for me is a high score, I think. Like an 8.5 is something like, hey, I gotta try that. You know what I mean? The way I describe any bottle, though, is always got to be at that MSRP price, because paying secondary to me sucks, you know? And there's got to be that limit. Like you're saying, hey, I wouldn't pay over $500, which is a solid description. $500 for a bottle, one bottle is super expensive. You know, I can't imagine, like, a lot of people don't have shit ton of money. You know what I mean? And you can't, I don't recommend bottles like that too much, because if it's not their profile, it's not something they like, and they waste $500 on a recommendation from me, I'd be upset. But you know, 300 is probably that top line where if it's, you can find it for that, oh, pick it up, baby. I gotta try it though. I'll spend some weird amount of money on liquor. Tuxedo Cat says, we'd love to have you, Mr. Joker. Read that in a Hannibal Lecter voice. Yeah, the 18-year Heaven Hill, though, I want to try. I think it would be very good. I like the bottled and bond a lot. You know what I mean? So I think, I mean, their distillery itself is very good. Their Elijah Craig stuff's very good. Their bottle's very good. I know they have some other stuff too. I can't think off the top of my head, but for the most part, Elijah Craig to me is one of my favorites. Just all around. Elijah Craig also has some solid mixture stuff. Like, this is totally off topic, but obviously I make old fashions on this channel a lot. They have two different old fashioned mixes. They have their traditional old fashioned mix. Then they have a spiced old fashioned you make with rye whiskey. Both of them solid mixes if you're ever in a pinch. So, Miss J says, what's the bread routine? Pros and cons? Wife like? Have you ever shaved and scared the kids? I'm confused about the bread part. Oh, what's the beard routine? Oh, yeah, man, it's tough. The quick version of the beard story is I used to just have like stubble, right? Like the small beard, you know what I mean? And during COVID, I grew it out. Show Me the Proof says, gotta run. Cheers. We appreciate you tuning in, bud. You have a good rest of your night. But yeah, the beard it's tough because it's looking nappy right now. I didn't really do it because I'm tired. But I grew it out during COVID because I got to work from home. That was back when I did tax stuff. And we grew it out, and the longer it gets, the better it looks because it gets less snappy, you know. But I started getting grays, so it got a little weird. But typically, I'm going to wash it, and I got to wash it with Head and Shoulders because I don't want dandruff. So I wash it with Head and Shoulders. But I get bougie with it, bro. I gotta get beard oil, some conditioner, leave-in conditioner spray, and then for a lot of times, I gotta use a lot of product to keep it down. That's just off topic. But I blow dry to get weird with it. Wife loves it. I've never shaved it. She's never seen my face naked. So she's seen it with a stubble, but she's never seen it naked. The kid is only 2 months old. If I shaved my beard, he'd probably punch me in the face. So we haven't got that far. But if you're debating on growing a beard, just grow it out. Can't hurt. It could be tough, but just do it. Jason says, Heaven Hill does a bottle your own bourbon experience where they let you try different selections and you get the bottle your own that they don't sell. Man, it's moving quick on me. You get the bottle your own that they don't sell to the public. I love that. That's part of that experience part that I think going to the distilleries, if you're really into bourbon or really into whiskey, you go to some of these distilleries, they kind of give you their own little taste of like, hey, this is why you come here. And for Heaven Hill, that's a perfect example. You can go there and you can get something you can't get anywhere else. I love that. I think it's Michter's. Does Michter's do that? Somebody does that else. I know they let you bottle it. I don't know if it's special or not, but I love that though, because if you can't get it anywhere else, it forces you to go there. So I got to tell the wife we have to go now because you can't get that bottle anywhere else. So the one distillery I really want to go to, surprisingly enough, I want to go to the Redwood Empire one because I have to tell them that they need to sponsor the channel because I talk about them too much. So they owe me some money. You know what I mean? I'd like to go to the Buffalo Trace too, just to say I've done it. It's not at the top of my list, but I think it'd be a cool spot to stop at. Where else would I want to go? Bardstown. I want to go to Bardstown. Bardstown has some really good whiskey as well. Unfortunately, the Bardstown Origin Series or the Bardstown Single Barrel, they're both very pricey. You know what I mean? So they're some of my favorite stuff though. The Bardstown Single Barrel is bomb. It's 126.8 proof. Really good for old fashions. This is like a similar version to the Woodford's Double Oak for more money but higher proof. But it still has those same chocolate notes that you get from the Woodford's Double Oak. It's not a double oak though, when we preference that. It just has some similarities. So, but it's bomb. Good stuff. The rye is obviously my favorite rye. Behind that, I would say probably the Emerald Giant. Mr. J says, have you ever had one of those bourbon experiences where you add different bottles into one bottle and make your own? There's a guy I have watched that does it and says it's one of a kind. Always makes a talking piece. Yeah, it's I don't have it right here. It's basically you can get any bottle. A lot of people say you can use these Hibiki bottles as like your decanter. And it is part of a series that I have that I'm going to be starting. Is whenever we finish a bottle that I do really like, which like the Eagle Rare or the Redwood or something like that, I can pour a shot into it and make my own, infinity bottle is what it's called. But yeah, people do that all the time. I used to do it all the time with just the leftover shit and just pour it into one bottle. It does make for a conversational piece because every time you go get another drink from it or you add it into it, it's always different, which is always cool. You never want to put something you don't like in those, but I mean, to each his own. I know there's some, and if you guys aren't in Facebook groups for bourbon, if you're really into this stuff, get into the Facebook groups for your area. And a lot of the people in there, they do like meetups, they do hangouts, and I know there's one group that's always doing it. I think they do it like every 2 weeks where you bring a bottle and everybody kind of brings a bottle and they put it in this like mini barrel, right? Everybody kind of funnels it in and they all kind of get they fill their bottle back up with what was inside. And that way everybody kind of has a little piece from that day. It's kind of a cool way to hang out and involve whiskey or bourbon, but I don't know. I've never done that for a big group yet, but I imagine it's probably pretty cool. I do my own, but that's as far as I've gone. Jason says, Bardstown is awesome. Their restaurant is amazing. I didn't know they had a restaurant, but I bet you it's good. I bet you even if it wasn't, everybody would say it's good because you go get a couple pours of some high proof stuff and then go to their restaurant. Oh, everybody's like, oh my God, this chicken wing. You know what I mean? I would. Buffalo Trace takes forever to get in because they scan your license to where you can only buy bottles every 90 days. I did hear that. I heard the distillery, you can only buy certain things every 90 days. I don't know the backing of that. I don't know if it's like, hey, every 90 days you can buy one bottle of Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor, Blanton's, or if it's just one bottle of allocated stuff every 90 days. If it's one bottle, that's ridiculous. If it's one of each bottle, I get it because they're very popular. So like, it gives everybody the best odds, but I imagine it probably does take a while. So that would suck. Bro, the past 2 nights, my nose has been getting clogged up on the stream. Now I've been sounding all weird. One of each bottle. I'm okay with that then. As much as it sucks for the time, I think, because if I went and I was able to make it there, I was able to get in line, if the guy in front of me just unloaded and bought 15 of each bottle, I'd be pissed. You know what I mean? So if it limits everybody to get one of each, if I was able to go in and get one of each bottle, I would leave. I would be leaving happy. I'd be okay with it, because to me, I don't need a bunch of each bottle. I just want one. You know what I mean? Let me stock the bar. Let me get some good juice. Not have to overpay because you're obviously getting it for MSRP. To me, that's a good time. If somebody bought like 5 of each bottle in front of me and went to his car, I'm gonna steal it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna kick his knees out and take a bottle. So. Because you also got to think, somebody would be retailing, they'd pay somebody to go sit at the stores every day and just unload and buy everything. So that way they can mark it up. Resellers are crazy, so they would do some weird shit. That's probably why they switched it. There probably was resellers doing that. I wonder what the line looks like. Like if you sit outside before you get in, like what's that line look like? We talking 10, 20, 200 people? You know what I mean? Because it's definitely got to be on anybody's spot, anybody's list if they're going to do that stretch of distilleries. Like everybody's going to Buffalo. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a nobody place. Let's see. Jason says all of the distilleries prevent overbuying because of the locals and prevent reselling. Yeah, spot on. That's what I was referring to. You got to prevent it somehow. And the ID thing is solid. They got to have some technology to be able to do that. But as much as I'm sure that sucks and it's annoying, I think it's probably for the best. You just got to make a trip up there every 3 months. You know what I mean? If you time it out right, you can time it in your vacations. I think if you were local, I think they should, like if you lived like within an hour or two of that place, and you could prove it on your ID, I think they should allow you to buy like 2 of each bottle. Give them something, you know what I mean? Not the same as somebody coming from Florida to go do it one time, you know what I mean? Because I may savor all mine and drink mine over 3 months. But those guys, if they're local, maybe they need 2 bottles of each. You know what I mean? But not the reselling shit where they're going to unload 15 bottles of each. That's my opinion. As we're drinking Hibiki, right? Should have been talking about drinking some Buffalo Trace stuff as we talk about it. Well, boys. Went about 2 hours strong. We tested it out. We did a live call-in show. Not one person called in, so I appreciate you guys not calling it. No, it's not a big deal. I knew it was a weird night to do it on, but I wanted to test it, see if it worked. We will retest a different night. Though, all the new people in, I appreciate you guys subscribing. An improv live stream tomorrow where we drink some Eagle Rare and smoke those Eagle Rare cigars. Test that out. If not, we'll do it a different day. Still thinking Tuesday for testing out that Caribou Canadian whiskey. And then obviously Friday, 8:45, I'll have something better planned. And we'll make a full stream out of that. So I'm going to go ahead and read off this last few comments. And then I'm going to end the stream. Joker says, do I have any friends? No. That do what you do? Bourbon connoisseurs, or also enjoy notes, tasting bottles? Yes and no, right? I have some friends that really like making good old fashions, right? And that's where everything for this channel kind of began, is making a perfect old fashioned, making a better old fashioned each time. I like drinking it neat because I love the taste. I love getting those notes out of it. To me, it's fun. You know what I mean? Find the different expressions in whiskey and stuff. But a lot of them, they're not used to proof, so they're just not that big of fans. They'll do it. I have one friend that's would sit here live with me, but he has his own channel, so he's always pretty busy. But it was, yeah, for the most part, that's why I do it on live, so I can hang out with you guys and we can talk about notes and we can talk about different whiskeys and stuff like that. So, if you're asking if I have any friends that do what I do, you guys do. That's about as far. Jason says, "Oh man, if I'd known it was alive in a lot, if I wouldn't, bro. Your comments every time I read yours, there's another one, so it scrambles it up. It's not me, promise." Jason says, "Oh man, if I would have known it was a call-in show, I would have." I will say, the next time I do a call-in show, I'm going to do it on the wide live stream because you can get to the description a lot easier. I didn't think about, not everybody knows how to get to the description in this vertical live stream. I already shut it off, so nobody can really do it anyway. But yeah, next time, maybe Friday at like halfway, I'll turn it on to where we can do like call in towards the end or something. That probably be a good day. Tuxedo Cat says, "Happy to see new peeps in the crowd as the crowd grows." I know, right? It's always good to have fresh blood in the chat, new people to talk to, rather than just you guys getting hammered in my live stream. So, well, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Again, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. Check out the links in the description if you're looking for any Dad Gang hats, or call me Old Fashioned merch. No pressure. Check it out if you want to. If not, I will see you boys on the other side. Peace.